Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the studio. Oh, Kiba knows what that means. He's like, oh, pets. Look at him. He just started purring. He's like, I know when my humans start talking to themselves, I'm going to get pets. Emily Ann, hello, good morning. And Mother of Sibs, hey. Welcome. Welcome to the cat stream. Yeah, buddy. The cats have been really, really needy. Shazam! The cats are needy because we have been gone for quite a bit. We have been in, well, this last weekend was our first show of the year in New Orleans, which wasn't like terribly warmer than it was here. We thought, oh, this is going to be good. We're going to go and have a lot better weather, but it ended up like raining and there being like flooding and tornado warnings while we were down there, so. But it wasn't all bad. The convention was good. It was a fan expo, so it was a you know, comic, sci-fi, pop culture convention. Look at that face. There are massive purrs here. You know, they had a very good crowd for it being right after Christmas. So, I was going to do some throwing, and I've got my orders up here. I've got some individual pieces I want to work on, and then I may get back to throwing some more mugs for orders and for stock. Here we go. But first, let's take Kiba for a spin. Oh, no? Mm-hmm. He's like, not this again. Usually he lets me do whatever I want as long as I pet him. And we're not going too fast. 3089, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you for the resub. Thank you for the 51 months. That is a really long time. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. There we go. Here, let me help you. Oh, let me help you. There you go. He doesn't move all that well anymore. So 3089, thank you again for the resub. We greatly appreciate it. Subs are not necessary at all to watch the stream, but if you do, you don't see ads anymore. And most importantly, you help us keep the cats in kibble, because that is the most important thing. First thing I'm going to do, let's start off big. There we go. Viking Metalworks, Lost Viking Metalworks. Yeah, good morning. You find our production rate inspiring. Oh, thank you. Yeah, and we're trying to figure out, you know, how to make even more. We're always trying to grow and change things. Okay, so this is 4 pounds of clay, and I'm going to make a large yarn bowl. I wonder if I have a bag to put scraps in. There we go. And a sponge. And talking about our production rate, that is one thing that our the subs help us do, besides, most importantly, keeping the cats in kibble. They help us figure out new ways to be more efficient and have safer practices in the studio. Lassa, thank you for the resub. Now, 94 months is a really long time. Here we go. Haven't thrown in a couple weeks, so let's get started off big. We're on our first piece, so welcome everybody and good morning. Whoa! What is all this? 3089, thank you so much for all the gifted subs. Welcome. Welcome to the Muddy Buddies, everybody. Use all of your cat emotes with pride. Lassa, how has the new year been so far? It has been, wait, let me find my tools. It has been busy. We didn't really get much of a break because we had our first show last weekend, but it's not been bad. Let's get this stretched out. Most of what you do is with a forge and an anvil metalworks. Multiple irons in the fire is only occasionally the way to be efficient. Yeah, I don't. How does production work? Like, how do you do production like forge work? I don't even know unless you just have a lot of people working. Last time maybe you should have waited. Yeah. But again, 3089, thank you so much. We are a small business here, and every little bit helps. All right, so we have a large yarn bowl here. Where is a wire cutter? Here it is. all my tools are spread out. And today, nothing is going to dry out, which can sometimes be a good thing. It's raining all day, but I would rather it rain than snow. I don't know if anybody north of us, we're in Kentucky here, if anybody north of us is getting snow out of this big storm, but thankfully we are not yet. We are supposed, we might get snow on Sunday. Now I need to make some 2-pound pieces and get this cleaned out. Make sure it's sitting correctly. Trying to get the hype train started. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if anybody watched over the holidays. Was it two streamers competing, trying to get the longest hype train or the highest level hype train? That was amazing. Clara Queen, thank you so much for the cheers. Lassa, you're supposed to get snow. Yeah, you have a higher likelihood of getting it than us. To see which is which over here. Alright, so let's get our tile. I'm going to the same shape but in 2 pounds now because I need to do some of the regular sized yarn bowls. So Viking, you're a solo blacksmith. Mainly you do production by grouping steps with several pieces getting the same step executed. Yes. And so that's like what I do too. Like flattening out or getting touch marked. Being able to have those pieces organized and hot in time for those steps is the dance of it, yes. And that's similar to what I do here because I will make a lot of pieces on the wheel, and that is one step. So I tend to make that, spend several hours doing that, and to make it more efficient, a lot of times I'm making the same shape over and over again. That's not what I'm doing today because I've got some random things I want to get done. But when I'm, on a roll, I can make, that 75 to 100 in a couple hours. And then once they start to dry out, I can put the handles on them and get any other pieces and parts that need to be attached done. And that is also that is the time sensitive part of it all, because if they get too dry, then none of the parts will stick. But my window of opportunity seems to be a lot like more than yours, especially when I'm using stoneware. It's hours of opportunity instead of what I'm assuming is probably minutes for you. Trek Nerd, hey, how are you? You were supposed to get snow in Seattle and nothing. Well, that's what I hope we get, because we cannot handle snow. Mualo, hello. Happy Friday. Yes, and welcome back to the stream, everybody. Adorn, hey! It takes you closing the shop for a snow day. You got snow, okay, to get a chance to watch the stream, right? Well, good morning. Well, I hope that means that the store is busy. How is the new location? Do you have more, like, interest in the winter months, or is it kind of like most retail where it's like, you know, the fall is your big time? Because I feel like when, you know, when I was doing wholesale to mostly knitting shops, it varied by parts of the country, just like regular retail. It's like some places had, like sometimes the summer was the slowest time because it's usually warm. October through December is your busiest time of the year. Trek Nerd, even a dusting will shut everything down here. Yeah, that's how it is here. Whoa, blizzard conditions. You're getting 8 to 10 inches today and blizzard conditions. The wind is making it hard to see in front of you. That is scary. You just went to the shop to get some yarn for a project. Yeah, you're going to have some time on your hands. I'll have to see how many of these I need. I have experienced blizzard conditions once. So now I can appreciate it and know what it means. Before that, you know, had barely ever experienced much snow, but we were driving out to one, like Stitches West or something. One of the shows we did in California, and one of the interstates was shut down. So in our infinite wisdom, we're like, we'll go around the storm. We'll do that instead of just sitting here and waiting for it to pass safely, as we are being told to do. And like, it was like you couldn't see anything. We thought we were alone on the road, but then suddenly, like, it just suddenly appears, and we saw like semi trucks like turned over on their sides, like all around us, and we came to a dead stop. And that was probably the scariest thing, because you could not see them at all until you were right on them. You just got a high wind warning for Northeast Ohio. Yeah, I'm glad we're just getting the rain out of all this, but it is super windy, so I can understand. So these are going to be the regular 6-inch yarn bowls, and these two actually are going to be connected together. This is going to be a large double yarn bowl. Oh no, it was an animal transport. That's so horrible. Tuesday, a semi tipped over, and 2 of the cows they were hauling were killed. Seeing how tall this was. Whoops. Yeah. Oh, look at that. We've got like the proper amount of cat hair. There we go. Now we have the advertised 2% cat fluff. As if it wasn't already in there anyway. 9.5, hello! How are you? There we go. And now I need to use this same amount. See, that's another way I do, like, try to organize what I'm making, is I try to go with, like, the same amount of clay. If it's not all the same shape. Yeah, 9.5 is somebody I've actually got to meet in person. Your husband loves the mug you got it at TwitchCon. Good. The secret to durability, right? That's what holds everything together here. We are on an ad break, so I'm going to hydrate. This is going to be a 32-ounce tankard. This is a 32-ounce tankard. I need 4 of these. Laura, Happy New Year! We go. So I'm basically making a volcano shape. I'm making a cone. Just making it really big. 9.5, yes, it is such a cool process. It is. It's fun to do, and it's fun to watch too. I know, even though I do this, I enjoy watching other people do it. It's the same thing with watching. I think watching anybody do a repetitive craft, whether it's knitting or spinning wool, spinning fibers, or woodworking, anything. It's just relaxing. Trying to get some more of this clay up here, giving this some height. You did hand molding in school, like hand building? Yeah, but didn't have a wheel. Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't actually have a chance to do much with clay until I was in college. And even then, it was like, oh, this is a class. I'm going to take one of these because we have to take, like, all of the different, we have to take several different art classes. We can't just, like, go do one thing. You have to like, at least try other things. I'll try pottery. I like working in 3D. So it wasn't like I went into it like, this is what I want to learn how to do and make my career. I was like, this sounds fun. And then I just fell in love with it. Let's see what that looks like. That looks like a big mug. That looks like a very big mug. So it is raining outside, so Minnie has been outside. So she's cleaning off her muddy paws because she likes to go outside and play in the rain. We didn't let her go outside too much because I didn't want a drowned rat. Because what she does is she goes outside and then she gets wet and then she comes in and wants to cuddle to dry off. I don't know if I would say she likes the rain. She just doesn't mind it. All right. So this one is going to be a 32-ounce tankard. It will get the handle and the thumb rest. Though the last batch of like tankards I made, I forgot to put the thumb rest on them. But we took those to the Fan Expo and they did really well. We sold a lot of them. Megan, hey, good morning. We are well. Minnie has been outside this morning where it's raining, so she's cleaning off her muddy feet. Because we would not cuddle with her to dry her off. So I do need 4 of these guys. With these, since they have such a wide base, I try to leave a little bit of extra clay at the bottom. You've had a lot of wind and rain there this past week, yes. See, with the beginning of the week, over the weekend, we were in New Orleans, where they got a lot of rain, and when we were, like Monday and Tuesday, they got a ton. There was even like tornado warnings and such, and flood warnings. And they take that stuff seriously down there. Like most places we're just closing. With the risk of flooding, nope, we're just closing. Like we were gonna like, after the show, we were gonna like do some touristy things, walk around and like maybe take one of the like hop on, hop off tour bus rides, but they were shut down. They're like, nope, we're not running today. Hey, Arm. You're also dealing with the snowstorm, which hampered your parents' travel plans. You lost your grandfather yesterday. I'm so sorry. They can't fly to Texas. They've gotta leave tomorrow instead. Oh, that's frustrating. I'm gonna stretch this out just a little bit there. Diz, hello. Good morning. Didn't even set a guide for these. That'll work. Diz, you just got home from taking your dog on a walk. It is so cold outside. I know it's supposed to be like 3 degrees here on Monday, which is we don't usually get those type of cold temperatures. I don't know, it may be contingent on how much snow we get, but it's a Pacific Northwest where it's nasty. I mean, it's not pretty here, but at least it's not that cold. At least we're getting rain and not snow. But Megan, y'all are in the 50s and it shouldn't be that warm. Sure. Yeah, we were talking about like at one point that even like around here the growing season is changing because we're getting, you know, fall temperatures or even somewhat warm temperatures. Things are still blooming a bit even in like November and December because it's so warm here. And also changing the weather patterns because where tornado season used to be September, it's now October, November. And in December we had the tornado come through in December. Several years in a row here. Chicago O'Hare had a full ground stop till 8:30 this morning. Someone was telling me that. Oh yeah, it was Paul. We actually got to see Paul Pape of Paul Pape Designs. If anybody watches him, because he was in Nashville yesterday. He's there today too. But he stopped by our store. We got to go out to lunch with him. He was saying there was weather delays. Yeah, O'Hare is already a mess most of the time. See, I'm trying to remember, like, I think when I've been to the Chicago airport, it's been to go to Chicago. My least favorite airport to try to manage that I've been through trying to get around from one place to the other, I think is Denver, just because it's so long. I always end up having to like run from one end to the other. Oh, that's where they're trying to fly out of. We got 3. Yeah, when we were at the show, the Fan Expo, we were in the artist alley, so we were right next to they had that separated from the comic artist alley, specifically if you were a comic artist. And so it was fun just to see and watch all the artists at work, because several of them, specifically the one across from us, like they would be there selling like some prints and stuff, but I feel like they made their weekend more on taking commissions. Like he immediately had a line of people like next to his booth when the show opened, and he like just took dozens of commissions for people, like, you know, drawing a character sketch for them right there. and then pick it up at the end of the week, end of the weekend. And I thought that was really cool. Uh-oh. Okay, it's alright. Thought I was gonna lose it there for a second. It's like, if nothing else, I think like about the shows like that is almost a draw in and of itself, just sitting and watching people draw. They even like made a kind of event of it on, they had a creator stage where they would like have different things featured in different panels, and one of they had like 4 or 5 different things scheduled where they would have a draw off. They had a word for it, but I forget what it was. But they would have 2 people like doing sketches, or you know, based on audience recommendations or different prompts, and then, you know, see who did it, and then auction off the sketch. Because most of the shows that we've gone to for fun in the past several years have been more gaming conventions, and I feel like you don't see as many like comic artists at the gaming conventions. You see lots of artists, but they tend to be like card art. There were several people there that had that were the like Disney Lorcana artists, able to sell their officially licensed artwork, which I thought was awesome. Here we go, that's better. A little bit taller. Let's fix that a bit. There we go, we have 4. Yeah, like they call it like the Battle of the Pen or something like that. Alright, so let's see what shape I need to make next. Got the big one. Got those. Sid Talk, hello! You came in the side door of YouTube. Yes, welcome. Good morning. Dorn, yes. So if you go to the in-stock section, you will see all of the pieces we have in stock, because I did just that, like, after the show. And there are some of the knitting mugs on there too that should be there. But it's mostly going to be fandom. But if you go to the on the top tabs, like one of them will say in stock, and it should bring everything up. Adoran, thank you so much for the sub. Okay, that's a 24-ounce tankard. Okay. Then... Yeah, Adorned, let me know if you have any questions when you're looking, because the in-stock section will have the listing for the mug, and the ones that pop up first will be the in-stock. You can always use that same listing to order in any color, but the ones that are in stock will come up first. And again, thank you for the sub. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. As always, nobody has to sub to watch the channel, but it will keep you from seeing ads, and more importantly, it helps keeps the cats in kibble. Because here at Poly Studios, we have our priorities in order. Okay, there's that one. I need... Oh, to lift properly and not hurt my back. Here we go. All right, so this is going to be a mug. I know, big surprise. But the 20-ounce mugs are what we get ordered most often. No, Adorn, thank you. No, it is greatly appreciated. Because you know how it is. We are a small business, and every little bit helps. Our next show we're going to is actually a wholesale show. It's a combination, but it's a kind of local statewide wholesale show that a lot of the local a lot of the statewide state parks purchase from. It's called the Kentucky Crafted Show, and so it's everyone there has to be a Kentucky resident, or I think now if you live in a bordering state, you can apply. Okay, let me measure this and see if it needs to be taller. That is perfect. Wish I could do it like that every time. But yeah, if anybody, we were talking about our in-stock section, if anybody is, whoops, just clicked the wrong thing. There we go. If anybody's looking for a Valentine's Day gift, or if you just didn't get what you wanted for Christmas, we've got a lot of pieces in stock, and that's what we're going to try to do this year. Is like Daniel has spent a great deal of time this past year updating the website, and our goal is to always have in stock stuff, what we have in stock on the website. And what has been the hardest part for him is because we have not only do we go to shows, but we have our retail store in Nashville, and he's trying to get everything to sync with all of them. So if we sell something at the store, it takes it off the website. So we don't end up selling one thing, 3 times and having people mad at us. So I've got my guide set. Deep Blue Sea, hello. Yeah, do you have his number? You can text him. Or, Facebook message, whatever. Or if it's something about the wholesale side, what is it? And I'll see if I can answer it. Deep Blue Sea, so you've been busy? Yes, so have we. We have already had our first show of the year, so we hit the ground running this year. Nope. Mm-mm. Yeah, he's probably up front. Yeah. So is it giving you when you sign in with your wholesale account, is it giving you discounted pricing? Honestly, I forget now if it shows it in your cart, or if it shows you pricing, or if you get a discount in your cart. It is, okay. Well, we will check on that. It may be the same percentage, just our prices have gone up. And we have the ad is about to start. If you do not want to see ads, just hit that sub button. Or watching ads is just as helpful to the stream as subbing, because we do get ad revenue. But just a heads up. It doesn't tell me when it's going to start. It just says, hey, there's one about to start. But that is helpful. Yeah, go ahead and send him a message. Oh, that's too wide. Ooh, come back here. I've been off. Hello. Yeah, good morning. Or good afternoon, depending on where you're at in the world. Welcome, everybody. How did the tankard style shape do at the last show? It did really well. No, the tankards have done well at all of the shows, and I think well, it is bigger, right? And we sometimes put them in the front or on the very top. So it sometimes I don't know if it's just because that's what people see more of. They stand out because they're on the very top, or it's the first thing they see. But I've been very pleasantly surprised by how popular the tankards are. And part of me thinks it might be well, one thing about the tankards is, like, the regular mugs are 40, the tankards are 45, because it's 20 versus 24 ounces, and they look a little bit bigger because they are a different shape. And so I feel like a lot of people's decision was based on, oh well, if I'm gonna get a big mug, I'm gonna spend $40. I'll just get 45 and get the bigger mug, which I'm fine with. That's they do their own upsale, but I feel like that I saw that, like, conversation play out several times when deciding on, like, a 20 ounce versus a 24 ounce mug. Yeah, and Adorn, I will say one new category that we have, or one new fandom that I've started making that might do well at your shop, is a book series that we've had a lot of requests for mugs. I've even had people custom order the mugs, and so that's how I found out about the book series. It's Akatar, Court of Thorn and Roses. Yes, that's the first one, and people call it Akatar for because it is a mouthful. Yeah, Akatar. So I made some for Rhinebeck, and Daniel sold them. So I didn't make many, but I was like feeling out to see how if people would like them, because I kind of put it with the Outlander and the Discovery of Witches stuff, and he sold them. So I've got like 4 different graphics now that I made up for them, and we sold like several of them at this show, which was not. It's just a pop culture show. It's not necessarily a literary show. But sci-fi and fantasy is the theme. But no, we sold most of the ones we took. I think I've got like 2 of them left over. The Discovery of Witches mugs are still on the shelf. Yeah, because I guess if it's by themselves. Those are ones that like I make because I like them. And they do sell. They sell at specific shows. Like they sell better at the Yarny shows. And I sold all of them when we went to DragonCon, which was, I'd forgotten how big of a sci-fi and fantasy literature presence there is at DragonCon, which I shouldn't have, but so I'm gonna like try to do more book things for DragonCon. Like people were asking me for just book lover mugs, and so I'm trying to think of ideas. Yeah, the Hawkins High and the Upside Down was one of the very first mug we sold this weekend. That and a Serenity mug. Those were the first 2 to the same person. And then and we sold out. Actually, the only thing we completely sold out of was the Hellfire Club. But it's kind of like what it's current. And our consistent like fandoms are always going to be, I think, besides Star Wars, it's Lord of the Rings and Princess Bride. Like no matter what show I go to, wherever, like those 2 are very. I know if I make those, they're going to sell. And gaming things are like D20s. Like if I'm making just a few fandom things, it's going to be Lord of the Rings, Princess Bride, and a D20. Yeah, and sometimes when you just have a few left, they're going to sit there. They need friends to sell. People like to rummage and pick through the ones they like the best. Flirty Mango, thank you for the follow. And Golden Moons, hey, thank you for the follow. Yeah, welcome everybody. And good morning on this rainy or snowy morning afternoon. I am just thankful that we are currently getting rain. The only one of us here who is happy when it snows is Kiba. He loves the snow. Not necessarily being out in it, but he wants to eat the snow. So I'll go out and get him a big snowball. So you're reading right that there's a lot of in-stock yarn bowls that are just plain. Yes, there's plain and there's some with medallions, but not that many. And if those aren't on there yet, then I can give you a list of what I've got and send some pictures. Because we had an issue at one point where we would put like one 6-inch phrase yarn bowl in stock, and it would say that every size was in stock. So I had like somebody order like a huge one that it said it was in stock, and I'm like, no, I don't have that. Mango, you love the earthbending in the title. Yes, if you're a big fan of Avatar. Well, I thought like what magical system would be best for throwing. Because that, and then it's like earthbending and waterbending, and then when we fire the kilns, it's firebending. You need more shelves, yeah. Mango, you'd love to take wheel classes, but you've been hand building for a year. Oh, nice. Well, what type of things do you like to make? And honestly, that's where most classes start you out anyway. When I took, because I didn't take a pottery class till I was in college, and your first semester is just hand building, because you need to know how to do all the hand building things before you start throwing, because throwing is just one part of the process. Whoa, oh, that sounds really cool. You made a sculptural ashtray. And I don't know, like, I'm not familiar with all the Pokemons, but has smoke coming out of the holes, like out of his nose. Is Bulbasaur, the one with a plant coming out of his, like a turtle with a plant coming out of his shell? Because I had somebody come in and make one of those. Like, because when I offered classes, I would be like, you can come in and we can go do an overview of everything and kind of, you know, we would do a little bit of throwing and some hand building and show them different ways to make things. And that was the class. Or you could come in if you wanted something to be made, if you want to try to make something specific, I'll help you make it. And those were like the two style of classes I did. And I had somebody come in once like, I want to make a Bulbasaur flower pot. I'm like, okay, we will figure this out. I'm hoping I still have a picture of it somewhere. Moons, you took a throwing class recently. Yeah, and it was so fun, isn't it? Yeah, you were hoping to get a beginner wheel soon to practice at home, yeah. I always suggest keeping an eye out for things that are used because new wheels are really expensive. And I always recommend the website govdeals.com if you're in the U.S. because it is a government surplus and you get a lot of schools selling things, and sometimes it's wheels and kilns. It's everything in the world, but they have a arts and crafts section where you'll find things like sewing machines and drawing tables and sometimes pottery stuff. So what I'm making right now are my 20-ounce mugs, what I call the regular size, the most common size that I make. It's what I usually take to the shows, what we have a lot of in stock. Making about 25 of these because we got some orders to fill. Then I will start working on some of the 10-ounce mugs. Yeah, we've got a our next show. It's up in Lexington, Kentucky, so it's not that horribly far away from us here. And we're considering doing so the Lexington Comic Con is the same weekend. And so we've been sitting here thinking about, I wonder if we can double dip, because we could take fandom stuff there and have a little bit of fandom stuff at Kentucky Crafted, because it does sell, but it's more about, bakeware and Kentucky themed things. Oh yeah, you've got a few customers wanting to redeem points for your Fiber Friends mug. Yes. So did you change your logo, or do you want them the same one? I feel like I remember you talking about wanting to change your logo to more of a Highland Highland coo. Had such a hard time deciding. Okay, you haven't changed it yet. I feel like Highland cows are popular right now. They're you see them everywhere. Just as plushies and cute pictures. That is true. A Highland cow versus a sheep, they might be like, is this a yarn shop? Yeah, you would have to have yarn in the logo somewhere with the cow, and that just gets complex. 'Cause it's one thing if it's on a sign or on a T-shirt, but just having it like something as small as a mug, you gotta make sure it'll translate well. Ooh. Could you market the potion bottles as stitch marker holders? I mean, most should fit in there, but then you couldn't see them. I mean, they could also be bud vases. But I don't think I'm gonna wholesale those, because they are they're not that expensive anyway. I don't know if I would want to wholesale them for less than the retail cost. David, hello. You can call me Amanda. You can call me Play in the Mud. Some people call me Mud. Crazy Cat Lady. Whatever you want. But yeah, Adorned, like I was like, I don't know if I really want to wholesale the potion bottles, but I will say, like, they've done well even at the fiber shows just as potion bottles, you know, not with any special purpose besides being like a bud vase or just something, you know, something unique. Okay. You're looking at the shop. Don't answer the question yet. You'd get some for your sister, yeah. Yeah, and I did a couple new ones. I'm always looking for different things to put on them because we had because I do like the Harry Potter potions. And then we do health, mana, and stamina, of course. And then what were some of the others? Oh yeah, I did just a skull and crossbones for poison. I did one that was I made it purple and said just put on it poor unfortunate souls. And so I had that song stuck in my head for weeks while I was making those. And then we have the mug that says Tears of My Players, so I put that on some of them, especially for the gaming ones, Tears of My Players on a little bottle. And then the ones that I just kind of put on there to see if anybody would recognize it, like I put Love Potion number 9 because I thought it was a common enough reference that people would get it, but so many people did not know what it meant, and that made me sad. But they were young people, so there's that. Also, same thing with gummy berry juice. Gummy berry juice is the test of how old you are. Half the people don't know what it is, and half the people just start singing the song. So you need a focus potion, yeah. Emperor's New Groove, yes, somebody had suggested that one too. And I've considered making like some little pots that maybe look like something from Zelda, but also I don't want people to come up and try to break them. Like you can break it after you buy it. If you're not aware of the song, see, I thought the song had been in like several movies, even in something recently, or maybe in the past 10 years. So I thought it was something that was still played, but it may not be. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't show up here, but I see it over on my notifications. Thank you so much. Dave, thank you for the 33 months. Whoops, whoops, whoops. And as always, subs are not required to watch the stream, but they are greatly appreciated, as we are a small business here and every little bit helps. Let's do that right there. Let's put you back together. Humpty Dumpty sometimes can be put back together again. Would people do that? Would they just come up and break something? You never know. You really never know. There we go. It was a fairly even break, so a bit easier to fix. Okay, good. There's nothing over there. Minnie likes to go, likes to lick the fresh pots, and so I'd already moved them. So that's what I was checking to see if she was about to take out something. We don't have many catastrophes here at the studio, but every once in a while. Like, they like to drink the clay water, and Minnie likes to lick the wet pots for some reason. Maybe they taste good. Oh, David, I hope you feel better. Yeah, and thanks for stopping by. Why didn't I just leave it alone? Why didn't I just leave it alone? Ugh. Oh well, I'm not gonna mess with that anymore. Almost. Almost. Well, hello? What are you doing? Uh-huh. What? Hmm? Oh, when you were doing events pre-COVID, you routinely had kids coming up and trying to get past the ropes to play with the hot metal bits. People can be crazy and careless, yes. And honestly, usually I have more trouble with adults than kids sometimes, because people, like, around pottery, it's fragile, so people usually, like, keep their kids, like, don't touch anything, but it's usually, like, the parents or adults who will come up and just, like, fiddle with things. Or, like, what gets me sometimes is, like, the potion bottles have corks in them. And I don't know why, but it's something. Everybody wants to pick them up by the cork instead of the bottle or the neck. I don't know why, but of course the cork comes out and the bottle rattles and, falls again. And usually it's not, that far of a fall, but I'm like, sometimes I want to analyze, like, why do you pick it up by the removable part? Adorn, I could have them definitely by March, possibly by the end of February. I mean, I'm working on custom orders right now and working on my show in March, but I'm not backlogged yet. But my March show is a wholesale order, so I'll be taking a lot of orders then, so hopefully. There we go. Oh, so you never want to put it in order when I'm already super busy doing the big stuff. Hey, like, no, an order is an order. And it just goes into the queue, so sometimes, like, the earlier the better. Colleen! Hey! Whoa! Not Bush, thank you for the raid, and Colleen, thank you for the resub. Oh my goodness, 70 months. Thank you. And welcome, everybody. Good afternoon. Because it is noon. I heard the siren go off. Now, I'm going to try to do this and not mess this up this time. So we're going to concentrate just a little bit. There we go. And also try not to cut myself with the metal rib of death. There we go. So, hey, how is everybody doing? This is my first stream in a long time because we were busy getting ready for a show, and then we went to a show. So we're back in town and trying to get back to work. Thank you guys so much for the follow. Cut that one off. So I'm sure Chris had to run, but what was he working on today? And if you guys have never seen Not Bush, Chris's work, you need to go check him out because he does amazing sculptures. He was one of the first creative streamers here on Twitch. So definitely go check him out and give him a follow. He does amazing, amazing work. You're going to be taking a few of the in-stock off our hands? Good. We will get them out on Monday. And that's something else, like, so that's one thing we're trying to do this year. What Daniel worked last year to make possible was being able to have everything on the website and have things in stock. So if there's anything you've been looking for, check out the website. It might be there. Because we spent the last day or two putting up inventory for things we had left over from the show. 18 Vikes, thank you for the follow. Colleen, how was New Orleans? It was good. It was like the weather was horrible, so we didn't get to do anything because we were like, we'll stay on Monday and we'll like go sightseeing and we'll do a tour and we'll go do all the things that we didn't get to do last year. And there was a tornado warning and flood watches and everything shut down. Like even the tour buses were like, oh, well, at least we can just get on a tour bus and ride around. Nope, they shut them down too. They take that seriously. But also talking to like people at one of the restaurants we went to, they're like, "Oh yeah, a flood is just it's Tuesday. That's what happens. Yeah, sometimes the water will be up to your knees and it'll go away. It's just part of living here." I'm like, well, we made it back okay. We made it back here before it was sleeting here. And then now we're just getting rain. So, but I know a lot of y'all are getting snow. So I'm happy with the rain. Yes, Arib, cool. I'll never plan on living here. Yeah. I mean, with all that, it's amazing that so many of the buildings there are still standing. It is gorgeous. We did get to like walk around the French Quarter and just sightsee. Kiki Hunter Creative, thank you for the raid. Hey, welcome. The soot sprites have exploded from the nebula. Welcome. I will send y'all over to the kiln. Y'all should be happy there. Make this a little bit taller. I do have a guide set up in OBS, so I know how tall to make these. Come on. Come on. There you go. Good boy. I don't know if you can see Kiba over here. He jumped up. He's trying to figure out how to actually get, Hey, buddy. Thank you. That was my elbow. Trying to figure out how to get up here properly. in challenge mode. He's like nuzzling my elbow. Kiki, hey, thank you again for the raid and welcome. So, Kiki, what were you working on today? I'm gonna move these over to my cart and get some more tiles. Kiba's like, wait, come back, I wasn't done with you yet. You're going the wrong way. Ooh, you were sculpting a necklace pendant in polymer clay? It was a dapper sloth wearing a bowler hat and a monocle. Oh, that sounds adorable. Was that like a custom order? Come on. Just for fun. Here. Come on. You can't get on the wheel, but you can come over here. I'm trying not to get clay on him. There we go. It's like, that's not what I wanted. You didn't have a project lined up, so you took suggestions from chat, and that's where you ended up. Oh, fun. I tried that one time. It didn't turn out like I wanted it to. I'm like, I'll take suggestions. What do you want me to make? Adults or kids? It's always a unicorn. I'm like, no, I meant what shape. Just what shape do you want me to make? We'll do that. Like I did, I would sometimes take my wheel to outdoor shows where I could set it up and make a bit of a mess. I would have a few things made up, and I would always have kids that watched me. Like I'd say, hey, what should I make next? And have the individual pieces out and say, which one of these should I make next? And one time I wasn't very specific, and somebody else like, what should I make next? And somebody's like, Hannah Montana, like, or make a unicorn. Like I gotta be specific. Custom request means something different to everybody else than it does to me. Kiba's gonna help. I guess he's not too mad at me for smearing medicine in his eye. He is purring so much. He's like, yes, I'm in the way. I'm getting attention. Yeah, we've been gone for a week, so both of them have been really needy. Like, as soon as I sat down to do some computer work, when I got back, like, they were both, like, in my lap and on my shoulder and just stuck to me. Or trying to bite my fingers while I typed, which is what tends to happen. It's not always cute and cuddly. Make a juice cup? This could be it. That could have been a juice cup. How much juice? What do you consider a juice cup? Hmm. Yimbo, thank you for the follow. We'll do the elbow scratches. How much juice your almost 5-year-old would want it bottomless. See, I think that means something different to me than it would to you or him. This is true. Thank you for the follow. All right, I'm going to give Kiba what he actually wants. What he's been waiting for. He starts purring. I think he knows when I think he knows when like I'm finished with a piece, because he purred more as I got finished with the last one, and then when I started a new one he stopped purring. And now he's purring again. He knows I'm about to move the tile. He knows my patterns. Hold on. There you go. He doesn't like to get his dainty little feet wet. But he wants to sit on the wheel. Oh, hi, Manny. What are you doing? Yeah. Okay. Lucia, thank you for the follow. Kimba, you're like, oh, my heart. There we go. Whoop, watch the tail. I said, watch the tail. It's like you've only got half a tail, but still you managed to dip it in the water bucket, buddy. You hear his purrs. Underinflated whisper lungs, whipper lungs. Thank you for the follow. What an interesting project you have there. It's so lifelike. Now, some of you think this is a pottery wheel to use for clay. It is actually the pottery wheel to spin cats on. And he lets me do this like as long as I'm petting him. I did it to try to annoy him to leave me alone, but it didn't work. But it is adorable. And he comes up here and he lets me do it. We're gonna have to clean off your tail, buddy. He's got also got a healing scratch on his nose where him and Minnie had a conversation. I don't know how well it went for him. They were getting on each other's nerves. There we go. We'll stop. Don't want to make him dizzy. Here we go. You've got Carrie, you've got 2 of your own, yes. So we have the 2 that live here in the studio. And then we have 5 more at home. So I've well past the crazy cat lady status. Actually, we have 7. I think at one point we had 11 because Minnie, the little gray cat that was up here earlier, she was a stray that came in here and had kittens. So oh, look at that belly. Not much of it anymore. All right, buddy. You gonna stay with me? You're gonna go over here and like take a nap? He's like, no, the pets must never stop. You've got some catching up to do. Poor tail. That's angry tail. Oh, excuse you. He is the type of cat who would like, he needs somebody, like he needs to be like an old lady's cat who can just like sit and pet him all day long. That would make him the happiest cat ever because he loves attention. We call him our official door greeter because he doesn't move as fast as he used to, but he will still, if somebody's in the front of the studio, he'll go plod up there to do his duty. Hey, Raisins. Yes, helping is what he's trying to do. Now this is where I tend to mess things up, so I'm gonna see if I can do this without collapsing it. There we go. All right. There you go. Okay, he's walking around the edge. Doesn't want to get his feet wet. Ooh. Come on. Did he move the camera? If he did, it wasn't much. There we go. He's got like a stair step over here to help him get down. He's got to make sure I remember how to do it, right? Megan, you would very much like some pottery with kitty help, yes. Well, all of the mugs do have a paw print stamp on them. Do I have one that's like... It's like... So this is a good example because it's a lighter glaze, but they each have like a little paw print on the bottom of the handle, as well as like our stamp. But we call that the cat stamp of approval. Hey, come on. Well, no, she went the other way. Minnie was thinking about it. You need a yarn bowl with an actual kitty footprint stepped on it somewhere. See, the cats, like, they're not vindictive and they don't, like, really get in the way of things on purpose. The only, like, what usually happens is, like, if I have something covered up with plastic, they might try to step on it and, like, use that as a step to get somewhere else, and so they'll accidentally squish something. So I don't tend to have, like, it would be awesome if I could have, like, the paw prints on the inside of the bowls, but usually it doesn't work that way. It's either regular bowl or catastrophe. So I do have a couple of pieces here that I've saved when that's happened, because they have like really like good visual like paw prints on them, even though they're squished. Food time! Went a little bit too fast. It's okay to go faster at first when you're on the wheel, because that's the fastest you need to go, is when you're centering, because that's when you're putting the most force on the clay. But the bigger it gets, the slower you need to go so that you have more control over the piece. Because otherwise, the centrifugal force of the wheel, it wants everything to be a bowl or a plate. That's what I'm working against when I'm putting pressure on the outside or pushing it up. Why, hello. Where's Minnie, everybody? Hold on, I'm almost done, but I can't see my thing. There we go. There you go. And this is Minnie. What are you doing? Now I got cat hair everywhere. Not like it's not everywhere anyway, but... Glad I moved that mug before she got over there. She's licking the wet clay off of where it was sitting. There you go, she was just passing through. Ex-potato, hello. What are you now that you are an ex-potato? Are you now a carrot? Daniel's been watching a lot of and playing the game, the Brotato. That's what it made me think of. You love that no matter what craft, a cat just has to help us at some point. Yes, yeah, or dogs. So I've been making the mugs. There's some things I want to experiment with. And I want to make some wall pieces, like specifically like wall pockets, kind of like things to put like flowers in or make a display of on your wall. And one of the things I want to do is I'm going to make a couple of different like rounded forms that once they dry just a little bit, I'm going to like flatten a little bit more so they can hang on the wall. That's one idea I've had. And so what I will ask everybody here, since we've got a lot of people here today, is would you put a ceramic vase on a wall, or would you prefer something to be sitting on a table? Would you hang something on a wall, and would you hang something on a wall that was like fresh flowers, or would you put like actual like potting soil in it, or would you prefer it to be more like an air plant or a succulent that didn't need all that much? I guess succulents still need dirt, but... So let's see what I'm making. This is not going to be a mug. It's going to be more like a, just a round vase, which I've made before. Just going to be more like the health mugs. You would hang, but only if there were 2 anchor points. Okay, so to 2 spots. Why 2? So it would be... Because 1 in the center would make it more level. Why would you need 2? Feels more stable. Okay. I would say especially for a bigger piece. I'm just playing with this. It doesn't have to be a certain shape. I'm going to start off with mostly round. Okay, I'm just going to start with that one and play with it. Oh, really? Okay, so everything falls off the wall. Okay, gotcha. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit. So let me get some more tiles. So I'm exploring some ideas I've had with those. And I might make some of these in the smaller version too. You always admire the wall vases that you can put water in, but you get nervous because most just have the one nail hole. Okay. Your son has snake plants? What is a snake plant? Water for fresh cut flowers. I probably should have not pulled that one so tall. But here we go. Knocking into things on the wall, so we don't want it to stick out too far, is what we're saying. So again, I may not have left enough room for this, but this is how I made the, similar to how I make the pumpkins, by making an enclosed form, and so I was gonna practice with that. But this is a different clay, so it may not be as easy. Oh, succulents. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, we make the air plant pots, which are fun, and those, like, you can have a lot of fun making air plant pots, because it really is just like an accessory to the pot. They don't hold water. It can be very sculptural. Yeah, I don't think I just left enough material there. So that's fine. This will be another one, and I'll make a third and figure this out. This will be another one with a hole in it. It's not a succulent, but it is tropical. Okay. So we'll just have a smaller opening. Here we go. And what I will want to do once they dry a little bit, maybe once the rim isn't going to warp anymore, I will take these and kind of tilt it and flatten it so that the hole is still like facing up more. So it won't be round, it'll be more like oval shaped. And I was wanting to make an enclosed sphere so that I can do that and kind of like cut out a hole or whatever shape I want. That's another idea I had. And I could do the same thing with the Ikebana shape, the flatter shape, and hang it on a wall. That is another option too. So I'll try not to make this one as tall. I don't think I got the water out of the other one either. Almost. Here we go. And then, so I've made teapots like this before too, and by doing this and then like cutting out an irregular shape at the top and having that be a perfectly fitting lid when it needs to be something besides just round. And now I can really shape this however I want to, because it's an enclosed like balloon form, but I'm going to leave it like this. It has to have a hole in it. Yes, and I will put a hole in it. I will cut a hole once I shape it and it dries out a little bit more. I'll cut a hole more towards the top. Those were all pieces I'm going to alter afterwards. So the base of the piece now is not going to be the final base of the piece. And I want to see if I can do that with that is not 1 pound. Here we go. Here we go. It'd be easier with more, but yes, we don't want any explosions. So this is a form I make, and I probably need to make some more of them too. It's called an ikebana, and it doesn't have that lip on it. It would be more of just a wide, shallow flower pot that would end up with a flower frog in it. Or something similar to that. This is where I need to probably slow it down a little bit and see if I can make this an enclosed form or if it's too wide. Underground! Whoa, thank you for the resub. Thank you for the 68 months. You're at work? Well, hello? How dare you have to work instead of watching stream? Okay. Now, I've got to smooth this out so it doesn't look like I'm making a nipple. But it's an enclosed form, so now like it holds its shape a little bit more. Here we go. There we go. See, isn't that nice? That is so satisfying. Have an enclosed form like that. So with this, I could leave the bottom as the base and then make a hole like up here and have this be the top and cut a hole there, or cut any shape I want out of there. And then this could be a, you know, put holes in the back and put it on a wall and you have a vase. Or I could cut it, you know, flat at the top. I mean, there's so many possibilities here. Drones, hey, good afternoon, and welcome. Now, of course, this only works if I actually left enough clay to cut off the bottom. Here we go. I think I did. But I won't know until it dries. So what next? What other shape could I do that would work? I've considered like a potion bottle type shape. I think I will do that. Potion bottle shape, and then we'll see, we'll make all of these and see which ones we like best. How about that? And now these won't be available to be seen until another day because they're super soft right now, and I'll maybe work on them tonight and then we'll look at them again tomorrow and see what we think. So this is the 1 pound of clay, but I will make a potion bottle shape out of it. Sid, hey! So is everybody else duct taping pieces of that thermal stuff that comes in the metal prep boxes together over a window in their house? We've thought about it, yeah. I remember living, in a drafty house in college and taping a trash bag over my windows. I remember doing that. I know, like, I'm in southern Kentucky, and it's supposed to be 3 degrees on Monday. 3. We're not supposed to get out of freezing temperatures for several days. Which means if it snows, it's going to stay a while, so... Wonder if that's a good or a bad time. Like, it's a good time to, like, fire a kiln, but hopefully we won't lose power, so, like, knock on wood. Sure, maybe that's how I need to be making an enclosed form. Okay. So I like the way that looks. And then I will play with it once it dries a little bit. So what I'm doing is I'm playing with different forms that I might be able to turn into like wall pockets or wall vases. Something, it's a new product I'm thinking about, and I will talk about it again after the ad is up. Minnie, are you really being that helpful? What? Minnie's just being nosy and in everybody's way. Like, part of me wonders if running a kiln, on Sunday is it going to even make a difference as cold as it's going to be. But Kiba will be happy if there's snow. And that's all that matters. So now for some of the 10-ounce pieces. And I may make some of these, well, I think I'll do these tests first before I make a bunch more samples. And then we'll do them in different sizes. I've got a few, like, hand-built ideas, too, for wall pockets. All right, so this one, like these are our two 12-ounce pieces of clay. They make our 10-ounce mugs, so it can be confusing when I'm talking about what I'm making. But so these two together is 1.5 pounds, and that's what I need to make tankards. And I need to make a custom tankard, so I'm gonna make that first. Have I finished your order for next Christmas that you haven't even ordered yet? I'm sorry, my mind reading cap. I'm not wearing my mind reading cap, and so I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Now, this is a tankard, so it needs to have a wide base. There we go. Just got to remember what I'm making. Zero out of 5 stars, yep. So how are you? Your girlfriend loves the salty mugs. Good. Yeah, I think I'm going to add that to my regular lineup. I've got to decide if I want to make like more fonts or if I want to keep that one. Well, we added, well, we've only got one Dune, like, stamp and mug made up, but I took it to the Fan Expo last weekend. We only had time to make a couple of them, and so I made the one that said, Fear is the Mind Killer. And we did sell one. Needs to be a little bit taller, so I'm gonna see if I can do that. Might need to go a tiny bit faster. Shoo. Getting some throwing rings there. Thick throwing lines, which are not always bad. Yeah, so Diomedes ordered some mugs. They just had the word salty on them. What category should those be under? Like, I don't think they should be under not safe for work. Maybe gaming. There we go, that's a little bit better. 24-ounce tankard. Essex. How do you say your name? Because I don't know that I can say that easily. Essex. It's like a tongue twister. But welcome, and thank you for the follow. Good afternoon. Okay, Edward, good. Adorn, you actually lost a customer because of a product you have in the shop. Oh no, it's a stitch stopper that has the F word in it. It says, I'm a ray of effing sunshine. Well, they were, weren't they? And now she won't shop there. That seems very, like, archaic. But we all know people like that. You know, there's people like that. It's like we were talking just yesterday about, like, so surprised at the amount of people who complain about us having anything with a rainbow in it at the shop. Or like Daniel, because he's, Daniel's there all the time, and he's like, yeah, there's not a day that goes by that somebody doesn't just like turn around something that has a rainbow on it. I'm like, that's just... These are little. Gotta remember that I'm working with less clay. Saying that, she never yeah, and that's the thing. People that say that, they're like, oh, I'm never gonna shop here again. Like, they never shopped there before, right? We have a wonder hamster with us. What a terrible place the insides of their heads must be, yeah. Now I've got to reset my guide here. Oh, underground, yes. Haha, we got you to shirk off work to come back to us. And we don't even have cookies. Like, come to the dark side, we have cookies. Say, don't worry, that person will be dead soon and shopping nowhere. It's the itty bitty baby mug. Yes, I think thank the gods they leave. They aren't your customers. All right, that one is good. Let me readjust my guide. Okay. What is this? I'm having to like blow up the emotes here. They're like, it's a rainbow frog. Okay, I'm seeing what all the rainbow emotes are. I love rainbow emotes. So these guys are now my 10-ounce mugs. Adorned, I do not. Would you like me to make you one? I can make you one because I've got, like, I just made a tankard. That was actually one of the first ones that sold. And it sold to one of my neighbor vendors. I have the 20-ounce mugs. I have some of those left, but the tankard is no longer there. And actually, I don't think the tankards are on the in-stock section because I don't think I documented those. So we'll have to document those, and I took pictures of them before I made them, or before we went to the show. But they are not on the in-stock section. Yeah, do the 20-ounce. You want all the rainbow, okay? Tree of Gondor is new, yes. So some of the pieces, some of the things we have on there for the Lord of the Rings, or some of any of the graphics, like are new, and we like instead of like making everything and before we get everybody's opinion on it, we've put up some graphics and we're like, hey, what do people think of these? If someone orders it, then we'll make more. So that was one that we put up, and someone ordered it over Christmas, and so I made several more. So. And we do have some of those. Like I said, we didn't, like, there's only one or two things we actually sold out of, but, like, so we should have at least one of most things on the website. In the 20-ounce size. I think that some of the other newer things, actually, no, they're not on there yet. We have the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. We have those mugs. Oh, why did I do that? I'll remeasure. Even moving the camera just a little bit messes up my guide. So it's probably a good thing I should remeasure. Yeah, I think the first couple tankards that we sold were like the Rainbow and the Dungeon Master. And the D20s, because I made some D20s. I think I still have we might have a green D20 left. Yes, and so those aren't on the website, but I do have them, and I can send you pictures because they look really cool. They look really, really good. But you may have seen, we posted pictures, I think, online at some point when we made them. So they're somewhere floating around on Instagram. You're trying to cast on right now, a hat right now, for a test knit and buy mugs. Multitasking. My goodness. Did y'all hear that? That was Kiba. He's on the other side of the room. Yeah. Yeah, he's like, I demand pets now. Yeah, so some of what I'm making right now, like not like some of these are going to be for orders, but individual orders. But I'm working on some more of these. So this is what the 10-ounce mug size that I'm making is going to look like afterwards. Maybe not always in this color, but it could be in this color. This is the tropical fruit, the pink and orange, but they're going to the Virginia Creek Settlement out in California. They're a restaurant out there that I send periodic shipments to, and I'm working on one of theirs today. What some of the 10-ounce mugs are going for. Oh, where'd Mark get a job at? Yeah, there's no more true snow days. Yeah, when you work from home sometimes. But you get to wear comfy clothes, and you got to make frozen pizza for lunch. Yep. He's working in the corporate office of the Northwest Wisconsin Goodwill. Oh, nice. Now, what did I just say? I needed to recheck my guide. Let me do this. Okay, that's good. So it didn't move much. Yeah, the best part about working from home or working for yourself sometimes is not having to wear uncomfortable clothes. Oh, nice. Yeah, two of the guys in the office are also gamers. Oops. Yeah, Adorned. Daniel also hasn't got a chance to play it much yet, so. But it is definitely making D&D, or at least, yeah, well, just D&D more popular. It's like even before that came out, like gaming has become a lot more mainstream, so that most people recognize a D20, and so I take some of the gaming stuff to just regular shows. There's an older game about monks. It's a whodunit game. So I'm assuming you've tried searching on Board Game Geek about it? Wonder how old it is. What is this? Adorn is stealing someone's pizza? I mean, if it's just going to sit there, if they're not going to eat it, it's fair game, right? Wonder Hamster wants lunch. Okay. Oh, they're comments about frozen pizza made you want to steal your kid's frozen pizza. Oh, I see. Mystery of the Abbey. It's like I can see the theme because there's so many like murder mystery books with that theme. That'd be interesting. I wonder if it could be like based on a book series. Or a Clue type game. Wonder Hamster, no, I will do lunch. I will take a break. So it's a themed Clue. We actually like the is it Killing Dr. Lucky? Is that what it's called? Where it's like the opposite of Clue. Instead of figuring out who killed him, everybody's going around trying to kill him. Wonder Hamster, I'm not where I can see out of the building. Is it still raining? I don't hear it as hard. Sorry, I was trying to, my chat wasn't scrolling, so sorry, I'm catching up. I enjoyed the book. I read the book. And then, I didn't, enjoy the movie. Because I went and read the book, and of course I expected it to be something like the book. It's a blight. A blight. Hey, James. Good afternoon. I actually probably need to reread the book. Because it's been a long time. Think maybe it's like the name of the rose? All right. So I am going to take a break. I'm going to get some lunch. One player is the killer. Maybe I need to give it another chance then. Maybe I do. Kiba's getting all excited. Come on. Come on. I'm going to see who all's on. This is not when I'm usually on. Sean Connery and Hellboy, what's not to like? So who all is on your tabs right now? Seeing if anybody else is doing clay work. But I got a little bit done. Got a little bit of experimenting done, and I'll show you tomorrow what that looks like once they've dried a little bit. Let's see. We could go see Junkyard. He's actually doing woodworking. Junkyard is who we met at TwitchCon the previous year, and then last year he's working on his cutting boards, which is what I had in our booth. So let's go see. So he's a really, really nice guy. Let's go say hello. Junkyard also does gaming, a lot of Among Us, which is how we first met him, and then he also does a lot of woodworking, and so we started talking more about that, yeah. But yeah, your husband watches him. Yeah, but he's a really, really nice, cool guy. So like I said, we got to spend a lot of time with him at TwitchCon this year. But thank you guys so much for watching. We are yeah, Colleen, thank you. Yeah, have a good weekend as well, guys. I'll be here this weekend, so if I don't see you again, have a good weekend. But I'll be here getting back into doing some production work. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all later. And there's Kiba.